I kind of feel like in the process, I managed to tweak a teal yarn craft pattern. And I know that's a very bold statement to make because she's an amazing designer. But yeah, I'm feeling much better about my version than hers. And so let's go talk about that. Hello and welcome to today's video, and today we're going to be doing my first ever Tunisian crochet project. Not only is this the first time ever really doing a complete project, I have done a couple of swatches and I'll show you those in a second, but this is the first time I've ever actually made something besides a swatch. And not only that, this is the first time I've ever actually used a video tutorial to do so. So in the past, I did use a little bit of, and I still am using a little bit of the videos to do my Sophies, but mostly I'm just reading straight from the pattern, except for things I get a little iffy on. This time I am just strictly using the video and making a project. I don't know how it's gonna go. So grab your cup of coffee or whatever your favorite drink is, your project, and let's jump into this together. Today's project is this Tunisian crochet hat, and this is from TL Yarn Crafts. I think it's called Messa. And for this project, I am using the Heartland yarn that she suggests in the pattern. The colorway that I have, though, is Dry Tortugas. And then instead of that, I think she used Impeccable. I am using Loops and Thread Facets. It is also a 4-weight yarn. This is in the colorway, it just says 57LX. I don't know. If I can figure out the actual colorway name, I'll put that here. But this is a really pretty pink. And I thought this would be a great Valentine's Day hat. For this project, I'm also using my Knitter's Pride Dreamz. These are Tunisian hooks that I was gifted by my amazing husband for Christmas. And Knitter's Pride actually announced today the official merging of the company, and it's going to be basically all KnitPro now. So there you go. That's some monumental information that occurred on this exact day. So this project calls for several of the Tunisian hooks, and I do have this set that has all these hooks in it. I'm not sure how this is going to go though, because while I do like some woods, this is a decently smooth wood. Typically, I would only use that with maybe a natural wool. I don't think there's as much grab as if it was acrylic, but both of these are straight acrylic yarns. So I'm kind of curious to see how grabby these are, because when I crochet with acrylic, I will only use metal. However, the only metal Tunisian hooks that I know of are the ginormous long ones that you get from big box stores, or the Addy Tunisian crochet hooks are the Sorella crochet hooks. And as much as I really want the Sorella ones, they're $180. $180. I have to make sure that I really love Tunisian crochet before I even want to possibly consider spending that much on a set of crochet hooks. And even then, it would have to be like a birthday or Christmas present to myself, because I'm just not going to throw out $180 on some crochet hooks on a random day. It's not going to happen. The Addy ones are a much more cost-efficient price. They're $60, but they don't come with cables. You have to buy the cables separately. And I would love that set. However, that set, 2 of the actual Tunisian hooks are acrylic. And I'm not sure how I feel about that, although it is $60. So this is kind of a test run to me to see if this is something that I really love. And if it is, then I may save up and invest in either the Addy or the Sorella. We shall see. But I am curious to see how this goes and to get this project started. So we just got home. We had to go run some errands and I let my son drive so I could work on this. But I managed to get my ribbing done this morning. It's ribbing. It's, you know, it's pretty. And then I did my picking up of my stitches. For that, I did what she recommended in using a 6.5, which is a K or 10 US. And then on the way back, I did my return pass, and I have the right amount of stitches left. So I feel like it's going good. Now I'm about to add my new color, so I can't say for sure, but it may work out. Check back later. One of the most satisfying things I think ever is freeing a yarn from its label. Like, there's just something about taking it off and letting it go. Woohoo! I'm at the part where you have to seam, and if you are new to my channel, you may not know how much I hate seaming. But if you've been around, you know that it is my absolute most hated things. I will weave in ends, but I will do whatever I can to avoid seaming, even if it usually involves rewriting a pattern from flat to in the round. Not a problem for me. I just hate seaming. And now I have to seam this hat. There's still a good bit of my video left over, so I'm hoping, I haven't looked yet, that she really goes over how to seam this so I get a really nice seam, because I really, really do enjoy this hat. I managed to complete my hat. And let me just say, it went quite well. And also, it went quite fast. I was kind of surprised. It only took like 2 days to make this hat. The only thing I did yesterday was work on figuring out the seaming process aspect of it. And I'm not even blocking it because I do not feel it needs to be blocked, but this is my glorious hat. It is so cute. I am really, really impressed with how well it turned out. It fits so good, and I had this adorable pom-pom that is perfectly pink and matches perfectly, and I know there's a lot of anti-pink people out there. I'm sorry. I'm happy. I'm in love with my hat, and it is what it is. It is perfect for Valentine's Day. I think it's a really good fit for me. Like, it fits my head well. It's not too snug, so I am happy to say that I did not crochet this too tightly. I feel accomplished. My hair is a hot mess, but my hat looks good, and that's all that matters. But I do want to talk about some things about this hat, because after I talked about the seaming, I did start seaming, and as you can imagine, it was not as pleasant as an experience as I would have liked it to have been. So she does cover the seaming process, and she shows you kind of which stitches to pick up, but it's not really clear, and I caught myself having to pause the video and really rewind it 4 or 5 times to really be able to see which stitches I'm supposed to pick up, especially on that final row where you cast off your Tunisian stitches. I had a really hard time seeing what she was talking about, and I feel like as a new Tunisian person like myself or like you may have a hard time as well. It did help having the facets yarn, because luckily the stitches on hers were very much different in color, and I could kind of pause the video and count where she was and kind of see where she picked up. But on mine, in that section, it was all the same color, so I could not really tell where the row ended and where the row began. And I also had issues with that when I was doing the last stitch on the row on some of the body of the hat. It kind of came into play when I tried to seam, when I realized that. I think it could have been shown a little bit better. I'll just say that. It's a great video. I mean, don't get me wrong. I managed to Tunisian crochet a hat for the first time after just making some swatches. So I'm pretty excited about that. But I do think that could have been a little bit more detail. And there was something that I really did not love about the video, and that was the way the seam looks. So I took this picture. This is after I seamed it, and it's just like this gap missing this line, and there wasn't any other directions to do anything with that. And I did not like that. It did not look balanced to me, and I like things balanced. I like to see the lines all around. So I remedied that situation. What I did was I got some more of this teal. You can see where the seam is kind of on the bottom right here. And this whole line right here is not part of the hat. This is something that I went in and added so that I would have that beige line to make it look more uniform in my eyes. And you can kind of see where it's kind of off, but not really. Because she even shows in the video, like right here, where it's just a gap. And I didn't like that. So what I did was I just kind of did a standing single crochet. I started at the top because when I started at the bottom, it didn't look as good. So I started at the top, and then in between, or any time where it had the bar going across in the heartland color, I would do a single crochet on that. And then I would go into the between the two bars of the yarn from the facets, and I would slip stitch that. And I did that all the way down till I got to the very bottom. And then I left a long tail, and I just kind of weaved it in to create the same kind of twist that these strands have. And it's really, I mean, you can kind of see where it looks a little bit smaller, but it makes that almost invisible. And that was what I wanted. I did not want to be able to put this hat on and see this gap on the back of my head. You can definitely see where my seaming is inside the hat, because it's horrible. I feel like I need to take a whole class on seaming. I just stink at it. And she utilizes the mattress seam, not steam. I would probably be horrible at mattress steaming also. And just a little tip, I never sew my palms into my hats. I always put a string on them and run that through so I can remove it when I wash the hat. I get more use out of my palms because I can use them across various hats. But this used a total of 161 yards of yarn. I used 83.1 yards of the Heartland, and then I used 78.1 yards of the Loops and Threads facet. And that facet's color is Dragon Fruit. It has a little bit of a silver thread that runs through it. You can kind of see it, but it's not like overly sparkly, which I'm not an overly sparkly kind of girl. But I do love this hat. I thought the videos were very easy to follow. I do kind of wish there was more chapters. So the video does have chapters. I think she has like 4 or 5 total chapters. And basically she talks about the materials. She talks about the rib. She talks about starting the body of the hat, and then one's decreases and one is seaming. And I think that's about it. However, I am a completely new Tunisian crochet person. The only Tunisian that I've ever done was in 2 samples. One of them was this one that I Tunisian crocheted, I guess you could say. I showed some of it during my Vlogmas series then. And then before that one came this one, or maybe this one came afterwards. I don't know. This is a little bit bigger, but see, somehow all my little lines are diagonal. I don't know what happened there. I don't know. This one is out of Miss Babs yarn, Kira, and Masquerade. It is from leftovers from this shawl. And then this one is some Malintosh. I can't remember the colorway. I can't remember where that yarn is from, to be honest with you. But that's the only Tunisian crochet I have ever done. So to say that I went from those 2 samples to an actual finished object, which is, this is the third thing I've ever Tunisian crocheted. It's pretty miraculous because it actually fits. And my gauge was pretty consistent and it's not too tight. I really like this hat. I really do. Is this really the first crocheted hat of my own? I don't know. This may be the first time I've ever crocheted a hat and kept it. And I'm keeping this one because I like it. I digress. Let me get back to the video topics. So I felt like just having the one chapter for the rib, a chapter for the hat, that was sufficient. Because those are things that the average crocheter is going to really get as far as just doing the rib, because it's the same kind of rib as you would do for a normal crocheted hat. And the body is just really 2 stitches or 2 rows repeated all the way through. And so it's pretty easy to grasp as well. However, when you start doing the decreases, there's just one blanket chapter for that in her video. And I kind of felt like there should have been more. As a new Tunisian crocheter, I felt like I was constantly pausing the video and having to rewatch something. I'm very lucky that I have YouTube Premium, so it does keep up where I pause if I have to step away and close down the app. Not everyone has YouTube Premium, and I kind of feel like if you do not have YouTube Premium, then by the time you go back into this and try to finagle and find your exact placement in the video and fight with the ads, if she has ads on in the middle of the video, it's going to get really frustrating. And I don't like that. I kind of wish that she did more of an intense time stamp. I try to use timestamps in my larger videos because they are very beneficial and everyone's time is valuable. I do value your time. I kind of wish she did that for each row, because as the different rows change, there's different decrease stitches in between of the amount of stitches that you're decreasing. And it's been really beneficial and really nice to have that place to pause. And then if I had to come back and review the video, I could just look down into her timestamps and click on that one that I needed. And I think that would have been a really effective tool for a new Tunisian crocheter like myself. So that's just the only thing. But, you know, obviously it's a really well-made video because I made a hat out of Tunisian crochet. And I did it like in 2 days. I was pretty excited about that. I also fell in love with Tunisian crochet. I talked about in the first of this video how I'd really like to save it for the Sorella miraculous crochet hooks. But I don't foresee myself anytime soon having an extra $180 laying around to spare. And that's not even counting shipping. Hopefully they have free shipping for $180, right? I don't know. However, when I was talking about some of the crochet hooks at the first of this, the Tunisian hooks, I failed to mention the ones from AliExpress. There were another metal one. I didn't put them in the front because I kind of have a little cautionary thing when it comes to websites like that. I do have one Temu haul video on this channel and where I bought some really cute, more craft room related items like my sheep here and the sheep tissue holder because it's adorable. However, quickly after that, and I don't know if it's related, I did have my credit card hit by a scammer, and they had a field day on my credit card, and that had caused me to have to go in and cancel that card and move a bunch of payments around. It was a nightmare, and it took me really about 2 months to kind of get settled. It was a nightmare. So I really don't like promoting sites like that because, well, you just need to do your research. You need to do your research on those kind of sites before you put your money into them. And I saw where AliExpress had a set of metal Tunisian crochet hooks back in January when I was really kind of trying to plan out some Tunisian projects for this year. And that's when I really decided on this hat. And so I had it sitting in my cart and I just never bought them. Just because I'm I was kind of iffy about the company. And you may have had great experiences with the company. That's fine. You know, more power to you. I've just had not the best kind of history with those kind of companies. But then I saw this week that TL Yarn Crafts had this video premiering, and she bought the hooks from AliExpress. And I'm like, well now. So I bought the hooks too. I bought them. So I'm excited to see them when they come in and to really play around with them. It was not really horrible crocheting with them. This is an L. It's just the one I grabbed. The wood was not too grabby, but it wasn't as smooth as what I'm used to, because I'm used to constantly using metal pretty much all the time, except occasionally I would use my streamlines, but I use a lot of my Odyssey crochet hooks because of the metal. And then I have that one precious metal streamline from Furls that I love. And then I have my Clover, and those are really the hooks that I constantly am grabbing. The metal. And as far as needles, the metal. Everything is about metal with me with the knitting. I like the slickness, and I like the fact that my stitches can go around a little bit faster. And I feel like, not that I'm crocheting faster or that I need to crochet faster, but it makes it more of an effortless process to me. And that's what I'm about, is the process and enjoying the process of doing it. And I think that allows a little bit more of that than having to fight with it catching on wood. So I did order those, and I'm excited to try those out. I have several other projects planned with Tunisian, and I hope you join me on that journey, because I have so many more things planned to knit and to crochet and to share with you all. I did open up memberships to this channel. There's going to be more to come on that in another video, but they're there if you're interested. And if you enjoyed today's video, please give that thumbs up if you do not mind. YouTube really likes that, and it makes me happy to see how many thumbs I can get. Like, it's crazy. I appreciate all of y'all so much, and the love and conversations that we have in this community. But until next time, YouTube is going to put a video up here that it thinks you will enjoy. And if not, then I will catch you in the next one. Hugs, happy week, and I hope you find joy in something you're creating this week. Bye.